Have you ever seen a queen wear a beard to battle? Probably not, but this queen did, and she wasn't even a man. Hi, I'm here to tell you about the one and only Queen Christina of Sweden, the woman who shocked Europe when she decided to grow a beard. Christina was born in 1626 to the royal family in Sweden. At the time, it was customary for the royal family to have their portraits painted in the Dutch style, which emphasized the importance of displaying wealth and power through clothing. Christina's mother, Queen Maria, was a strong believer in this tradition. So when Christina's father died and she became queen at the age of just 18, she continued the tradition. She wore expensive silk stockings, high heels, and, of course, a beautiful gown. But Christina was never interested in following her mother's footsteps. While other noble women spent their time embroidering and playing the harpsichord, Christina would go horseback riding and hunting. She took riding lessons from a former coachman, which was scandalous at the time, and made him her personal coach by the time she was 21. She also had a special set of riding breeches made that were a hit among her. Christina's behavior was shocking enough, but she saved her most shocking act for her portrait. When it was time for her official portrait, she decided to eschew the traditional female attire and instead wear a man's double-breasted coat and, yes, a large black beard. The court painter captured her in a three-quarter length pose, holding a pair of riding crops and wearing a plumed hat on her head. The painting was so realistic that it was difficult to tell whether Christina was a man or a woman, and that was exactly the point. Christina had been inspired by the writings of ancient Greek philosophers, and was particularly taken with the teachings of one philosopher, Epicurus. He believed that one should be free from societal expectations, and that one should pursue pleasure and avoid pain. Christina took this philosophy to heart and lived by it. She dressed like a man, rode like a man, and even smoked cigars like a man. Her behavior shocked the rest of Europe, but no one dared say a word because Christina was not just the Queen of Sweden. She was also the ruler of an empire that stretched from Finland to northern Germany. Her empire was vast and prosperous, and she used her power to protect the people of her empire. She went to war against the Danish and the Polish, and to prepare for battle, she cut off her long flowing hair and donned a short, spiky haircut that was in fashion among the male courtiers. She also grew a fake beard to cover her mouth and nose. Christina was a fierce warrior, but she was also a pacifist. She hated war and did everything she could to avoid it. However, when it came to protecting her people, she was not afraid to get her hands dirty. She fought alongside her soldiers on the front lines and led them to victory. After 37 years on the throne, Christina had had enough. She wanted to live a more peaceful life and spend her time pursuing her hobbies. So, she did something that was unheard of at the time. She abdicated the throne while she was still alive. She turned over her crown to her cousin, who became the new Queen of Sweden, and spent her remaining days traveling around Europe and collecting art. Christina died in 1689 at the age of 63. She was a true original, a woman who defied the conventions of her time and lived life on her own terms. Thanks for watching.